as did Dembele, who is out once again with injury after that loss against Athletic Bilbao at the weekend. Seems to be some stories coming out, Jules, but the problem is the source of the stories in Spain is a bit like a gossipy sports TV show. It's difficult to take them that seriously, but they're saying basically he felt the injury, didn't tell anyone, went to Senegal, missed the flight, had to sleep at the airport, came back, and his injury is now even worse than it could have been.
Yeah, and his agent Moussa Sissoko saying that this is completely rubbish. This is not what happened. He actually went back home to France to see his mum, and he thought the injury was just cramps, and actually it's not. It's more serious than that. Doesn't mean that we have to believe everything that Moussa Sissoko says, and obviously he was always going to defend his own player, but that doesn't mean we have to believe as well what is being said in Barcelona or on Spanish television. But what we know for sure is that once again, Ousmane Dembele is out for quite a long spell. 5 weeks, is a long time. And for someone who most of his game is based on his pace, it's another muscular injury, and that's another big issue. And it goes back to what we've been saying on the show for weeks and months. The way he lives and the way he is as a professional football player is not good enough. He used to have his own chef at home cooking for him. He was not happy with him. The food was not good enough, and that was not good for him. And all those little details makes him the player that he is right now. The talent is incredible, it's immense, but what is next to it, and those little things that Brian and Ale would back me up on that. All those little things, how you recover, how you sleep, how much you sleep, how you live your life when you're not on the football field is as important, if not more important, than what you do on the football pitch. And the problem is that Ousmane Dembele hasn't got that in his head right now.
From a Barcelona perspective, this just adds to the mess that is the start of their season. Suarez injured, Messi struggling, of course, with injury. Now Dembele out, Coutinho out on loan. They couldn't have written up this much worse, could they?
Yeah, it's bad. It's nightmarish right now for Barcelona. And then the perception from the outside in, for those that are waiting to make a deal with Barcelona, hey, you need us.
Yeah.
You need us. You're going to get desperate at some point. And then when you're desperate, you make silly decisions. And Barcelona doesn't even need to be desperate to make silly decisions. They've made plenty of those in the past. For Dembele, I'm just going to say this. It's enough. I've had enough. Too young of a player to be having muscles, soft tissue injuries, time and time again. And so it goes back to what Julian was just talking about. You don't take care of yourself, it shows up out on the field. And as talented as you are, at some point, somebody's going to have to tell him, hey, buddy, if you don't get your stuff together, you're out. We're going to have to move on from you. It's enough of trying to wait for the talent or wait for the maturity to match the talent. And too many players, and we have seen many of those players over the course of our careers that have tremendous talent, but they don't quite have it between the ears. And you keep waiting, and this is a year. He's going to grow up. This is a moment. No, they come up short. I don't believe in those players. Potential gets coaches fired. Potential gets front offices fired. At this point, you tell Ousmane Dembele, bruh, you got to get your stuff together or else.
Yeah, the cocktail of continuous soft tissue injuries and bad habits off the field, I'll tell you, that makes a pretty bad meal if you put those things together. Yeah. Because normally, if you have a player that has muscle issues, they are hypersensitive on how they recover, how they treat their bodies, making sure they do everything possible that nothing tweaks. For a player like this, who has the exact opposite mentality, it only allows you to have more and more, not only injuries, but continuous injuries. And once an injury becomes a continuous one, sometimes you can't recover from it. Your body just, scar tissue's over, and you're done. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but he definitely needs to make a mental change on how he prepares himself.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.